एवरीवन, माय नेम इज़ ईशू चौधरी और ये मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल है रिया चौधरी के नाम से, जिसमें मैं क्लास 8 के टॉपिक्स पढ़ाती हूँ। सो टुडे आवर टॉपिक इज़ रोल ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन आवर लाइफ, दैट इज़ द सेकंड चैप्टर ऑफ साइंस क्लास 8. So let's start with the microorganisms. So, what are microorganisms? They are the organisms which cannot be seen with the unaided eye. They can be seen only with the help of microscope. So, the microorganisms can also be called the microscopic organisms. So, there are 5 major groups of microorganisms, that are bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and virus. So the first we will learn about the 5 major groups later, but let us first understand what is microscope, who discovered microorganisms, and what are the disease causing microorganisms called. So microscope is an instrument that makes small things look bigger, that is magnifies objects. You can see this, it is here. So now who discovered microorganisms? We can also Antoine van Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch textile worker, was the first person known to have seen bacteria. He made his own microscope which was able to magnify objects 300 times bigger than its smaller size. So Antoine van Leeuwenhoek can also be called as father of microorganisms, as he discovered the bacteria the first time. So now the disease causing microorganisms can be called as germs or pathogens. Like for example अभी हमारे इसमें सराउंडिंग्स में कोविड-19 फैल रहा है. सो ये जो सराउंडिंग्स है कोविड-19 की, इसमें क्या है, ये डिजीज कॉजिंग माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स है. So they are called germs. Now let us understand the 5 groups of the microorganisms. The first one is bacteria, that is also single-celled organisms, that is unicellular organism. Unicellular organisms are the organisms which contain only one cell, that is the particular cell, or the single-celled. So bacteria are single-celled organisms. They are larger than viruses, and of course the viruses are so small that even in our surroundings the COVID-19 is spreading and we can't see them. They can be seen only with the microscope, as you have seen in the news of any news channel like India TV or ABP News. So they are larger than viruses, and there are 3 main types of bacteria, that is rod-shaped, spiral-shaped and spherical-shaped. Spherical-shaped means the round-shaped, like the pearls you can see. Now let me show you all the shapes. So you can see that it is spherical shaped bacteria, and it is rod shaped bacteria, and it is spiral shaped bacteria. A spiral shape you can also see in our spiral registers that we purchase for any our work. So now fungi can also be called as fungus, but fungi is unicellular as well. The fungus is also unicellular, but it is plural form of fungi. So fungi are unicellular organisms, as you have seen in yeast you may have purchased from market. Your mother must have purchased. अगर आपने वो भी नहीं परचेज़ किया होगा तो आपने ये देखा होगा कि आप जब हम ब्रेड लाते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल हमें सैंडविच खाना है तो हम ब्रेड लाते हैं, तो ब्रेड जो होता है वो क्या बनता है, रेस्ड फ्लावर से. मतलब वो जो वीट होता है, वीट फ्लावर को वो रेस करता है जिससे उसकी थिकनेस हो जाए, वो पोरस बने. सो उसमें क्या डालते हैं वो लोग, ईस्ट डालते हैं, जिससे वो वेजिटेरियन भी रहे और उसकी पोरसनेस भी बरकरार रहे. So yeast is an example of unicellular fungi that is edible. So don't worry that it is harmful or it is fungi so that we can't eat it. It can be eaten because it is a edible fungi. or multicellular. Fungi are both multicellular and unicellular. Unicellular definition I have explained you in the case of bacteria. So multicellular organisms are those organisms which have more than one type of cell. So in the case of multicellular fungi, we can include mold, bread mold. I have told you that the bread mold, and mushrooms, penicillium, asparagus. So they are the examples of multicellular and unicellular fungi. Now, multicellular fungi are made of microscopic threads that are called hyphae. That will come in class 9. So when my class 9th will start, I will also tell you the topics about it. So, fungi can be feed on decaying organic matter. What is decaying organic matter? They are the organic matters which can be decayed. So they are called decaying organic matter. They can include saprophytes or in the body of living organisms, for example parasites. ना एल्गाई आपको लग रहा होगा कि पता नहीं क्या चीज़ है, कैसा है। एल्गाई तो जैसे हमारा गार्डन होता है, सो क्या होता है समटाइम्स जैसे किसी जगह जैसे हमने प्लांट्स में वाटर डाला तो किसी जगह हमसे पानी ज़्यादा डल जाता है, या फिर ना हम 2-3 दिन पानी डालते तो क्या होता है वहाँ पे एक ग्रीन कलर का एक पार्टिकल फॉर्म होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है, एंड इट इंक्रीजेज बाय इट्स साइज डे बाय डे और टाइम बाय टाइम. सो that is called algae, that we call in Hindi as kai. So algae are unicellular and multicellular organisms. Algae are unicellular, so the example included in unicellular algae is Chlamydios. And as we learned that algae and fungi are both unicellular organisms also, and are also both multicellular organisms. But in the case of bacteria, it is only in unicellular form. So now they are green. So in the case of multicellular algae, we can include the Spirogyres and Fucus as its example. The main thing that it is green colored. We have also seen the blue-green algae, but it is usually green color organism. That are in plants capable of they prepare their own food. They don't need any host cell or any other thing to prepare their food. They are autotrophic in nutrition. Autotrophic organisms are those organisms who prepare their own food. That is like we are human beings. So for our nature, we can also be called autotrophic and heterotrophic. Heterotrophic are the organisms those who are dependent on other organisms. So how we can be autotrophic and heterotrophic both? Because we prepare our own food, like our mother prepare. Usually our mother prepares food. So but for making the food we need some products. That is like when our mother makes kheer, she needs milk to prepare it. So for milk we are heterotrophic, as we need we need to get milk from the cow. So we are autotrophic and heterotrophic in nature. So and the main thing of algae, that is it lives in water, and in the case of any blue-green algae, they are found in leguminous plants. So now protozoa. Protozoa are the unicellular animals. As bacteria are also unicellular organisms, they are also unicellular animals. But in the case of protozoa, they cannot prepare their own food. They are heterotrophic in nutrition. They are heterotrophic in nutrition. The examples are amoeba, paramecium. Paramecium you must have seen in your tablets. When we sometimes we feel cold or any other thing, we eat paramecium tablet. So Trypanosoma and Plasmodium. Plasmodium you have also heard. You must have heard. So they are the examples of protozoa. So now And in the case of protozoa, like I have told you that fungi is unicellular, but it has a plural form also, like fungus. So the protozoa are also called protozoan in their singular form. Now, viruses. Viruses are singular organisms, and they're called virus. Viruses are the smallest of all organisms. They are uh, too small that they are seen by microscopes. All the organisms, all the major groups of microorganisms are seen by um microscope, but in the case of virus, it is needed to be seen with the full diameter of its radius. So they are not cells. Viruses are not cells. They contain, and they also not contain cell organelles. Cell organelles are the substances that are found in the cells. They are made up of genetic material, or we can say a material that I will tell you the definition after this. So they are made up of genetic material surrounded by a protein core. We will learn about the cell full chapter after this chapter. So this chapter, I can tell you that, like protein, in a cell, one substance is there, nucleus. Nucleus contains some chromosomes. Like if you have seen any crime patrol scene or any scene, that they say, or when our medical reports makes, we the doctor takes our DNA test. So the chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. How? The chromosomes are the substances that helps in that contains genes, and that help in the inheritance of characters from parents from to their offsprings. Offsprings means children. So they can and that is the one topic, but they contain a protein code, and also they cannot multiply on their own. They cannot be increased by their reproduction. They cannot reproduce themselves. And viruses needs to be multiply for spreading all over the uh, world or any other state, like COVID-19 virus. For this, for multiplying themselves, or for reproduction of themselves, they need to enter a living host cell. Also, I will tell you the definition of host cell just after this. So outside the host cell, outside the host cell, the viruses do not show any characteristic of living being. Means they do not show any function of living things. They do not feed, respire, excrete, grow, or multiply, as I've told you in earlier sentence. So now the definitions of host cell and genetic material. Host cell, that it needs to be multiplied, they need to enter living host cell, the viruses. So the host cell is a living cell invaded, means covered, or capable of being invaded by an infectious agent, that is bacterium or a virus. Now genetic material, that I have told you that they are made up of genetic material that is surrounded by a protein code. So what is genetic material? The genetic material, so the definition of genetic material: the genetic material of an organism refers to the material found in the nucleus. As I have told you, that nucleus, the cell contains a nucleus which plays an important role in inheritance of characters. I have told you that chromosomes contains genes, and that help in the inheritance of characters from the parents to their offsprings. Transfer of characters from parents to their offsprings. So Now our next topic begins with the where do microorganisms sleep. We have understood that what are microorganisms, how many groups are there, what are the groups, definitions of groups, disease causing microorganisms, who discovered microorganisms, and even we have understood that what is microscope. So now, where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms are found everywhere in nature. Like in air, I have told you already that in our air, uh, nowadays there is COVID-19 virus spreading all over the world. Water, I've told you algae lives in water. Soil, soil also contains microorganisms on the surface of objects and living organisms. I have told you that viruses are fungi lives in the body of also can be feed on the body of living organisms such as parasites inside the bodies of animals including us means humans, and in dead and decaying organic matter. I've told you that they feed on decaying organic matter, the fungi one, saprophytes. They can survive in all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and dry deserts to marshy places. So to show we can take some activities to understand that how do they live in the surroundings of their living. So to show the presence of microorganisms in air. So in air, take a piece of bread we eat na, we eat bread, and moisten it means spread a layer of water in a petri dish. Keep it in air for 1 or 2 days. एक दिन या 2 दिन के लिए आप उसे हवा में छोड़ दें ना, नॉट लाइक दैट छोड़ दें, उसको किसी प्लेट या उस पर रख के छोड़ दें ना. कीप द पैट्री डिश इन अ वार्म प्लेस, एक गर्म जगह पे उसे 3 से 4 दिन के लिए उसे वहाँ पे रखें. नाउ ऑब्जर्व व्हाट हैपन्स आफ्टर 3 or 4 days. You will observe that the bread gets covered with grayish patches. Take a small piece of the grayish patch and spread it in a glass slide in a drop of water with a put a drop of water on the glass slide, and now take a small piece of that petri dish and put it on the glass slide which contains a drop of water. So and observe it under a microscope. We will see this type of figure, spoiled brat, like this you can see. Now, to show the presence of microorganisms in water, collect some water from a pond. Take some water from the pond, take a few drops. Now, in the case of air, put a drop, but in the case of water, take some drops of pond on the glass slide. Observe the slide under a microscope. Now you will observe that some microorganisms. अब आप उसमें क्या कुछ देख सकते हैं? हाँ, हम कुछ देखेंगे. डेट इज हम उसमें ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कुछ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म जैसे एल्गाई और प्रोटोजोआ होते हैं. तो आप उसके स्केचेस बनाएं जो आपने ऑब्जर्व किया, तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हाँ सच्ची में ये यहाँ पे मिलते हैं. नाउ एंड अगर आपको माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म्स वाटर में देखना है तो आप अपने वो जो एल्गाई होती है, काई जो हमारे वाटर में उगती है, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, तो वो भी आप देख सकते हैं. वो आपका लाइव एग्जांपल है. अगर आपको उसको और अच्छे से देखना है तो आप उसको ग्लास स्लाइड पे उसकी लेयर को वाटर के साथ एक बूंद पानी डालें, 2-3 ड्रॉप, उसको स्प्रेड करें ग्लास स्लाइड पे और उसकी एक लेयर उसके ऊपर लगाए एल्गाई की, सो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि वो ऐसा है. Now, to show the presence of microorganisms in soil, collect some moist soil from a garden or field in a beaker. एक कंटेनर लें या फिर एक बीकर लें, एक ऐसा ग्लास का वो लें, हॉलो पीस, और नॉट हॉलो पीस, एक पीस ले कंटेनर टाइप, और उसके अंदर मॉइस्ट सॉइल, मतलब थोड़ी गीली जो सॉइल ड्राई हो जाती है थोड़ी गीली होके, उसे लें और उसे गार्डन या फील्ड में से लें और उसको उसमें डालें। फिर क्या करें, और इसके अंदर 2-3 बूंद पानी डालें और उसे अच्छी तरह से मिला दें। फिर उसके बाद पार्टिकल्स को नीचे आने दें, इसको मतलब थोड़ी देर के लिए छोड़ दें और उसे पार्टिकल्स जो उसके अंदर कंटेन्ड है मॉइस्चर सॉइल में, उसे नीचे आने दें। फिर अब आप ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि जो ड्रॉप ऑफ ऑब्जर्व अ ड्रॉप ऑफ वाटर फ्रॉम द बीकर अंडर अ माइक्रोस्कोप। मेक स्केचेस ऑफ व्हाट यू ऑब्जर्व। अब हम पढ़ेंगे यूज़फुल माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स के बारे में। जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है यूज़फुल माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ह्यूमन बींग्स माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स का बहुत सालों से यूज़ ले रहे हैं जिससे वो प्रोड्यूस कर सके फूड आइटम्स, जैसे कर्ड हो गया, ब्रेड हो गया, चीज़ हो गया। इस एडिशन में हम देखें तो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हमारी डेली लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होते हैं। जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स के यूजेस है वो हैं, जिससे जो फूड आइटम्स होते हैं कर्ड, ब्रेड एंड चीज़, उसके प्रिपरेशन में ये यूज़ आते हैं। इंडस्ट्री में अल्कोहल, शराब, दारू, वाइन एंड विनेगर, उसको प्रोड्यूस करने में एसिटिक एसिड। इंडस्ट्री एग्रीकल्चर में जिससे सॉइल फर्टिलिटी को इंक्रीजमेंट मिले, नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन से। मेडिसिन के प्रिपरेशन में एंटीबायोटिक्स और वैक्सीन। इन्वायरमेंट को क्लीन करने के लिए, सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, सोर्सेज ऑफ फूड के लिए। कर्ड काइन से बनता है, बैक्टीरिया से। ब्रेड, फंगस। चीज़ और पनीर, बैक्टीरिया। अल्कोहल, वाइन एंड विनेगर, ईस्ट। सॉइल फर्टिलिटी ऑफ इंक्रीजमेंट ऑफ सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, बैक्टीरिया। Antibiotics, bacteria and fungi. Clean the environment, bacteria and fungi. Sewage treatment, bacteria. Food, mushroom and algae. In preparation of food items, how bacteria is helpful? Milk contains a sugar called lactose. मिल्क में एक शुगर होता है जो कहलाता है लैक्टोज नेचुरली। जो कर्ड होता है इसके अंदर बैक्टीरिया होते हैं जो मतलब वो बैक्टीरिया है लैक्टोबैक्टीरियोस, जो हेल्प करते हैं कर्ड के फॉर्मेशन में। ये क्या करते हैं, कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं लैक्टोज को, जो मिल्क में स्पेशल शुगर है लैक्टोज, उसे लैक्टिक एसिड में। नाउ what is the next and the main and the most important thing, the process of curd formation is called curdling of milk. Next, bacteria, how is it helpful in making the cheese by bacteria? डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स जैसे होते हैं हमारी चीज़ और पनीर, ये बैक्टीरिया से बनते हैं। चीज़ में एक रिनेक डलता है, रिनेक नाम का एक सब्सटेंस डलता है। वो क्या होता है, वो ये जो कैटल होते हैं वो ऐसे ऐसे आपने देखो को बहुत धीरे धीरे जिनके पीछे एक शैल भी होता है, उनके स्टमक में से एक लाइनिंग वो ऑब्टेन होती है, उसे कहते हैं रिनेट, और वो चीज़ के मैन्युफैक्चर में डलते हैं। मीन्स इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड, मीन्स इट्स a food that is obtained from the lining of young cattle to increase productivity. Nowadays, alternative sources of rennet ranging from plants, fungi and microbial sources are used as substitute for animal rennet. Next, how the yeast is useful by making bread and other food items. Yeast, a single-celled fungus, I have told you. It plays an important role in the formation of bread, cakes, pastries, idlis, dosas and dhokla. To make bread, yeast is added to a mixture of flour, that is wheat or maida, with sugar and warm water. It is needed to make a soft dough. Needed मतलब ऐसे गूँथना, the dough is left for 2 to 3 hours, you will observe that the dough rises in volume, means its size increased. This happens due to the production of carbon dioxide by the respiration of yeast cells. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume by making of the dough.